Guys, I want you guys, before I start talking, I want you guys to watch this. It's a little slideshow for y'all. Alright? Shout out to Josh Stone for this slideshow. I'm gonna use like a minute or two of his video. Shout out to Josh Stone. I'm gonna link him in the description below. I don't even think he has ever acknowledged me or has any idea who I am, but I'm gonna link him in the description below and shout him out for this. Yes, vampires are 100% real. Vampires are not the way that you guys see in movies like Twilight and all that bullshit. Take a look at these actors. These are the same people that have been alive for hundreds and hundreds of years. On that world stage, these people have been on this world stage since the beginning, guys. Who are these people? I don't know, but these are the elites, the ones at the top. And as you can see, when does a coincidence become mathematically impossible? Because you think of a coincidence, one actor that looks like someone from back in the day, all right, fine. But all of these people, it does make sense, all right? Let me tell you guys something. The elites have been manipulating our entire history since the beginning of time. They've been alive for literally hundreds of years, and what they're doing is each generation that goes by, they play different roles throughout each generation. One generation that might just be an actor or an actress or a singer, a politician. They might be some billionaire person that owns this company. Whatever the case is, whatever the case may be. But they're playing roles throughout every single generation, because wherever everything is coming from, whether it's technology that comes out of fucking nowhere. Like, for example, you think of Mother Nature. You think of Mother Nature, right? You strip the world down completely of nothing, and you are left with yourself and Mother Nature, which is the way the world should be. That is the mother, the creation that everyone lives in abundance. We all have everything, right? There's no one richer than the other. There's no one enslaving other people for the benefit of them. We all live in abundance. We all live together, and we live in peace and harmony, which is a perfect world, which is the way the world should have been before the Garden of Eden, or the Garden of Eden. Eating, like eating food, the Garden of Eden. Okay, let me explain to you guys something here. That's how we lived before the whole Adam and Eve story, before Genesis. That's how the world was. Now you think in your head of technology like an iPhone or the internet, computers, microchips, cars, vehicles. Where do you come up with this stuff? Where do you using Earth's natural resources? Where do you invent an iPhone from? How do you come up with it? Guys, you can give me all the explanations in the world, science and all this and that. Science is another religion. It's another deception to complicate things. All right, so let me tell you guys something here, and I'm gonna pause this now. Yeah, who is they? We live on a farm. All right, so let me tell y'all something, right? There's no way we can invent this type of technology using natural resources. So it comes from somewhere. Now, each generation that, and guys, this is just my opinion, each generation that goes by, they need a face. They need a face to run certain companies. Even if they're not really running it, they need a face. They need a face to be president. They need a face to be Bill Gates, to be Steve Jobs, to be Trump, to be anyone. They need a face. So throughout generations and generations, these people or these vampires are living for so long that they use them because, mind you, these are the guys that run everything, and they harvest our energy for them to gain the riches. But it's not forever. It's temporary. Even if it's just a couple hundred years, it's temporary because, again, it'll always come back around, guys. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. I would have been so pissed if I wasn't recording. They need a face, guys. So with everything, so throughout generations, these vampires are playing different roles, right? And the way that they, I guess, that they stay young is by using the children. They use the children. They harvest the children. That's why there's so many kids. Guys, I want you to do me a favor and go to Google and just type in how many children go missing a year, and you can times that by like 20, because that number ain't nothing. They go to foreign countries like Africa where there is no police or no investigation team to look for these children, and they kidnap them. And they use the children. You watch the movie Doctor Sleep. All right, that movie is sugar coated. What they're doing is, I believe that they are using adrenochrome, which is a drug that is created out of fear. So when they scare the children so bad, using whatever tactic, disgusting, demonic, satanic tactic they want to use, and the children are in fear, they somehow extract that from their, I think it's their pineal gland, I'm not sure, but they somehow extract that energy. Because when you're here, guys, your brain gives off a certain stimulant, right? It's a certain type of chemistry. And what they do is, yeah, they scare the children and they somehow extract that. And they drink it or whatever they do with it. They do their ritual with it, and it keeps them young. Watch the movie Doctor Sleep. They use, in the movie, like, they use, like the children when they're dying or whatever and they're living in fear, some type of, like, smoke comes out of their mouth and they harvest that within a canister. But I mean, that's not what they're doing. They're using the children's blood and whatever substances created within their mind, and that's how these vampires stay young. Now the elites, since they are the ruling class, what they're doing is they're harvesting us. They're harvesting our energy. That's why we live the way that we do. We have to work a 9 to 5. We get paid pennies in order for us to continue working. They give us pennies for us to sustain ourselves using their own, for us to be dependent on them, going to their supermarket, you know, and they put a price tag on an apple. Who knows if it's even a real apple or not, but they put a price tag on something that Mother gives us for free, that the world gives us for free. You see what I'm saying, guys? So you work a 9 to 5 and you use up all your energy just to wake up and go back to work, and they indoctrinate your children. Your children go to school and they indoctrinate them with their bullshit miseducation. Once they're born, they shoot them up with certain medications or certain drugs, and then they get older, they give them the Ritalin, they give them the Adderall, because your child grows up retarded. Because when you gave birth to your baby, you chose to let the doctor shoot that child up with 100 different shots. The child is perfectly healthy. There's no reason, oh, it's to prevent this, to prevent that. No. The child is completely healthy, but no, because here's the thing, guys, children are magical. Children are able to see certain things they're able to see truths, right? So, you have a kid that has such a huge imagination, um, and they're happy. You give them an action figure and they're happy, and their imagination runs wild, and that'll keep them happy for forever, guys. You see, they have an imaginary friend, and most parents basically tell them that, oh, it's not real, blah blah blah, this and that, you're not seeing anything. I have to take my child to a psychiatrist because he's talking to himself in his room. And then oh yeah, well, your child might have ADHD, or your child might have some type of disorder, so we're gonna prescribe them all this and that. And that goes perfect along with actually this video right here, when he shows when Josh Stone puts up the picture of the pharmacy in the beginning, because he's right. They harvest us, and using the pharmacy, we are being farmed. We're being worked and worked and worked, and our energy is being extracted that way. Because, guys, what are we working for? We're not working for us to sustain ourselves and for us to live happy and have the American dream, which you have to be asleep for the American dream to be possible, to have a house and this and that. Man, guys, that's no different than from back in the day when the slave masters had their slaves, and oh, you know what, you're the good slave. You're a good slave. You've been working hard for your master. I'm going to gift you a horse, so you won't have to walk to the water well now. Now you can take your horse to the water well. All the other slaves looking at you with jealousy, and they envy you, and they're like, you know what? I want a goddamn horse, so what do? I'm going to work harder for the slave master. I'm going to break my back 10 times more than him so I can get a horse too. And then you get some nice clothes and all that. It's no different from slavery back in the day to now. This is modern day slavery. The slaves were never freed, guys. The slaves were never freed. What happened was that they opened it up to a free market. That way anyone can take these slaves, and the way that they do it now is they're doing it in a smarter, more intellectual way, where you think you have freedom, but you don't. You're inside of this bubble. You can't go nowhere because you're working a 9 to 5, and you have to take care of your children, which your children are going to grow up as well and be owned by the state, and they're going to work and bust their ass for their benefit. The only benefit that you get back is what? One day you'll be able to afford a small little home, or the car that you want, or put some jewelry around your neck, put a chain around your neck. Yeah, put a chain around your neck like a slave, but I'm going to give you a fancy gold chain. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's all symbolic. And I'm getting completely off track here, but back to these vampires, these dark entities that is looming over the earth right now, harvesting us. Their time is almost up. The whole Monopoly game is almost up, guys. I truly believe that these people, guys, this is not a coincidence that all these people look like historical figures from hundreds of years ago. It's because they've been alive for that long. These are the elites. And we are the ones that are being used, man, for their own benefits, for their own gain. Mother Nature never intended that, guys, and that goes into religion as well. Religion tells you to live a certain lifestyle that, to me personally, is not spiritual whatsoever. People want to worship a man. Guys, a man cannot create life. A man, I don't care what you say, a man cannot create life. Life can only be created through a woman. And that is the cosmic mother that we are all we are all figmentations within that conscious mind, and we are all interconnected within a web on this flat earth that we're on, this flat infinite plane that is the center of it all. And right in the center we got the northern tree, which is, you know, what is pretty much running this entire matrix, this entire system. Guys, it gets very, very deep. But these actors are not who you think they are. These elites, these politicians are not who you think they are. They are demonic, and they have been enslaving us for hundreds, guys. And it's time for us to wake up and get out of this matrix. And me, honestly, I'm thinking about buying a van, converting it into like a small little cozy small space inside, in the back of the van, um, um, and like pretty much, I guess, building like a home, yeah, within a van, insulating the roofs and the walls, and just leaving, guys, and just leaving the society, and just getting enough money to hold on to, just pretty much for gas. And I just want to drive away and live a van life, and I just want to get, because guys, I'm tired of this society. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be a part of it. Like I said in my last video, I really don't want to be a part of it. And I do have goals, and you know, that's one of my goals, is to get out of here and just drive with no destination, drive with no type of destination whatsoever, and just go wherever the wind takes me, and go on the spiritual journey. And when I do, of course, I'm going to be hooked onto YouTube, showing you guys everything, you know, and just I'm going to continue doing this whole YouTube thing. So I really wanted to get this message across to you guys. So Morpheus out, guys.